the next match that you watched, or you want to talk about at least, is Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu, the at the time WWE United States champion. And there was a load of shenanigans, as you know, and a title change as well. Jacob Fatu ate his first ever, I believe, pinfall loss in WWE. And I think we talked about this off air, or you sent me a message and you just said WWE needs to be very careful about this.
Well, they have protected Fatu up to this point. And I don't know if this will, I hope this doesn't become a pattern, because that, see, territories run on heels, strong heels. But I don't know who they're going to, I'll get this out in a minute. But since they just turned him, they have to be very careful how they beat him. Didn't they knock somebody down and two guys were interfering and the referee's back was turned a long time?
Yeah, there were three people in the end.
That's what I didn't like to finish. What's the referee in there for? Surely, the referee's going to look around at some point. I thought it just took too long to get the pin in. Yeah. And it kind of buried the referee and buried the finish.
Well, I mean, you could
now getting the belt on off Fatu is one thing. Now they can all go after him. Now he can get his wins back, and after a week or two, people will forget this. It's what he's after, say on the next pay-per-view. What they do there, but I think you have to be very careful in beating Fatu at this point. I would have more or less opted for a DQ at this point.
So it was Tongaloa, I believe, showed up to help Solo, and then there was JC Mateo, who was the former Jeff Cobb, and then they debuted on the main roster Hikuleo, who has been waiting to be sort of put up to the main roster for a year or so. He's the biggest of the Polynesian fellas, and I think he's going to be called Talatonga now. So you've got Tangaloa, Talatonga, Tamatonga, Tongaloa. So there's three of them for you.
Now, see, I don't agree with that, because the fans, that's asking them to actually do something. It's asking them to remember these names. Koatonga. Say those
Michael
names.
Cole couldn't do it on commentary. Hikuleo turned up and he went, there's Tamatonga, there's Tongaloa, there's their brother. There he is.
Oh,
even Michael Cole couldn't get the names right.
Well, they'll do something with that, I'm sure, because the fans, like we're playing with it today, the fans are going to play with it too. But if the announcer Michael Cole can't get it out and get it straight, a regular fan won't be able to do it either. But that would be a good question. Would be a good a trivia question. What's the name of the three cousins? Named
Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Yes.
With that being said, right, so I will listen sometimes to Dave Meltzer's takes to annoy myself, and I thought he came out with a really...
Why do you do that?
Just self-flagellation, basically. And he came out with, I thought, a really crappy one, in the sense that... Now, you're right, you don't want to make a habit of pinning Jacob Fatu. That's absolutely true. This should be his only pinfall for a very long time. But the fact is that you've now got a stable of 5 guys in the Bloodline that Jacob Fatu can now run through. And
yes, that's the good part of it.
And the money is in the chase. And Solo is a good but beatable upper card heel that, Jacob can beat him, but you then have to run through everybody and then Hikuleo second to Solo and then regain the belt. I mean, that can take you all the way to WrestleMania. It's ultimately because he had to be pinned to lose the belt, unless he was injured, and no one wants that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was actually a really good booking decision, as long as they don't pin him subsequently, of course.
Well, I'm just saying. What I'm saying is they better be careful. But I know, and what you said, they was switch the belt, and they'll switch it back at WrestleMania against Solo. I can see that, but, and maybe I'm a little impatient too. I'm like a fan when you're watching, but you have to be careful with Fatu. And I still wouldn't have beat him. I'd went for the, well, if you go with they have to do it. They had to do a pin.
Yeah, because you can't submit
because
it.
Because switch the belt. You can't switch it on a DQ.
And then you don't want to.
Wait a minute. They can have different rules in Tongaville.